Good evening, Otherworldlies. Tonight I'm going to talk about disrespectful men. This might be, you might be surprised at what I'm going to talk about disrespectful men, in which manner I'm going to talk about disrespectful men. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to share my thoughts about them. All right, so a pimp gave me this insight. So you're like, oh, okay. So here we go. Disrespectful men. I know a lot of you chose the bear already, or have decided that having a boyfriend was embarrassing. Alright, this is what's been going on for the past few years. About half my viewers are men. If I'm not talking about you, you know somebody like this. Just don't feel described, it's not you. But you do know somebody like this. One of your female relatives was talking about her ex-boyfriend or something. It's like I wrote this about him. It's going to sound familiar. The reason I have is because this is no secret, but a lot of men are insecure. You know this, right? I'm going to talk about the broken ones with issues. The root of insecurity is the ego. Anybody who is a slave to their ego is going to stay weak, male or female. I've said this before. You need to be the source of your own validation. Remember, I was talking about this in my last video? And anyone else validating you is an extra dopamine hit. Okay? Comparison is the thief of joy. Theodore Roosevelt. This is why spiritual books like the Bible warn you about envy. It can weaken you and rot you from the inside. By now, you're wondering what this has to do with disrespectful men. Well, everything. Love doesn't make weak men kinder. It makes them more cruel. They don't know what to do with someone who makes them feel powerless and their ego is fragile. Desire threatens their sense of control. They can't dominate their emotions, so they try to dominate you. Let's explore some of the things they try to do. Negging. Negging. Not nagging, but they do that too. Negging. How many of you have been in a situation where a guy has tried to neg you? Losers will do this, but how about your boyfriend? I physically escorted a guy out of my house for negging me. He thought it was some kind of joke, but then he called me on my birthday a year later and left a message on my machine, almost sounding drunk or like he was crying, saying he missed me. This was a guy I had dated several times who was pretty much my boyfriend. But he didn't know I was not that one to F with. Trying to control your weight. A lot of these guys have fat appreciation. I have to watch what I say on here. I'm going to use me as an example. I'm already voluptuous. So they get ideas about destroying me and putting more weight on me to control me. Make sure I'm less attractive to other men. Make me less mobile and unhealthy. I'd rather talk about myself than other people. What happens is a lot of people make videos and they use other people as examples. I'm just going to talk about myself, okay, and keep this about me. They try to keep you in the house, or they insist on escorting you everywhere like you need their protection. You might need to just get out to the store to get away from them for a few minutes. They're not going to let that happen. It's not because they care about protecting you. It's because they want to keep other men away from you, or other people who can help you get away from, who can help you get away from him, away from you, right? I was trying to go clothes shopping with a female friend, and my controlling boyfriend wanted to be there breathing down my neck. He didn't want to pay for any purchases. He just wanted to smother me and occupy my time. They'll tell you not to wear makeup. I'm not ugly without makeup, and I feel confident when I don't wear it. However, I dress flashy, so makeup goes with what I'm wearing. I mean, you see this shiny sweater, right? They don't want you to wear it because they're drawing attention because you're drawing attention to yourself. Other men will stare, look, and admire you. They'll openly eavesdrop on your phone conversations and question you about every little thing you're saying, trying to make you explain yourself. Hi, Echelon. That's my hardworking man coming home from work. And I'm not talking about him on here, I'm talking about other people. They'll accuse you of things, but not directly. They'll say, "Are you sure you're not talking to ex-boyfriends? Are you sure you aren't flirting with other guys?" Their paranoia is a war zone. It may be because they are guilty of it, but they don't necessarily have to be guilty to be paranoid of you. They're caught between worship and war within themselves when it comes to you. That's all they understand. I've said, "Why are you assuming the worst of me?" But it wasn't a reflection of me. It was that he felt inadequate. Kill the hope that he will change, that you can love away his brokenness. This is codependent thinking. The only thing that works is boundaries, indifference, and getting rid of men like this. Bozos. If people in your life are telling you to tolerate it, or feeling sorry for him, or thinking you're the problem, they aren't your friends. They have some investment in you two being together, like having you off the market. These toxic men are dangerous. They can unalive you. And I cannot stress this enough. It's that serious. These men don't respect your love. They only respect strategy. What you need to do is gray rock them like you would a narcissist. Okay, because they are in the same spectrum, okay? What you need to do is gray rock them. When they are crashing out and having their tantrums, don't react. They are trying to get you to engage, to pull you down to their level. They are trying to humble you, to level the playing field in any way possible, by any means necessary. So you act indifferent. Indifference is the opposite of love, and that's what this behavior calls for. The end game is getting away from them, like any smart person would want to avoid something life-threatening. Okay? Life-threatening. Which they absolutely are, make no mistake. They are one bad decision away from ending you. You need cold detachment. That's going to snuff out some of that disrespect. Men respect women with boundaries, women who know their worth, women who aren't controlled by them. He's been trying to devalue you so he can afford you. He's not good enough for you, and he knows it. These so-called nice guys are the most dangerous. They think if they play by the rules that you owe them something. It's a type of entitlement. They are a double-edged sword. I was in a relationship with a nice guy, and he was a perpetual victim. He had the same problem like what I'm describing. He had me on a pedestal. He felt inadequate. He was at war with himself, and he had it out of control. He had out of control emotions. When I say this guy was more emotional than a typical woman, I'm not exaggerating. He was one of the most emotional people I've ever met, with the most mercurial mood swings. He had that nice guy complex. However, he was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Let me just say he was a salesman, and his boss would say he had a forked tongue, like there was something slick but inferred there was something dishonest about him. I will bring this up too. He had a drug problem. which creates its own set of insecurities. It's one of those chicken and egg things. As a former addict myself, I can attest that you don't become attracted to drugs because everything is great. It's because you feel the need to escape something. And that's what's up, okay? Incredibly unpleasant and feel you have no other choice. Drugs generally aren't appealing to people who are already happy with the way things are going. They are appealing to people who are miserable and generally in some hostile environment. If you are emotionally dysregulated, chances are you're going to be attracted to drugs. So I could see why this guy had a problem. However, I was in his life, so he was taking it out on me. Desire rots backbone. Instead, these men are slaves to impulses. They don't understand its reactive hostility toward the object of desire. The more he loves you, the more miserable he becomes. He is communicating his own inadequacy. He places her on a pedestal. He feels resentment. He likes you too much, and that makes him hate himself. Now you know where this is coming from. You may have been in this scenario over and over thinking there was something wrong with you. No. That man couldn't handle his emotional turmoil, and that feeling of weakness made him hate himself. He felt inadequate in your presence. No one likes to feel that. Less than. I want you to start aiming higher. There's a difference between the false confidence they put on when they first meet you and real confidence. You have to vet properly and see through phoniness. Ask yourself if that person has any reason to feel inadequate or emotionally unstable. Well, they probably do. Be objectively realistic about it. Separate that from how physically attracted you are to them, or how close in proximity they are to you, or how compatible you are in the zodiac. If there's some risk, like early childhood trauma, be reasonable about it. I don't care if that's their fault. Most men don't seek therapy. Next, you need to look at the part of you that accepts broken people. Why do you want someone whose ego is so fragile, who is so emotionally dysregulated? They have no coping skill but to disrespect you. You need to love yourself so much that you wouldn't put up with anything like that. Again, he's not just testing you, he's a mess. He's not safe enough to be with you. This is someone who is only comfortable with a relationship with someone he doesn't like very much. So in conclusion, it was his ego. He just couldn't handle you. I hope everyone is validating themselves today, thinking positive. I love you all. Peace.